This is the kind of day that Adelaide has dreamed of. When the South Australian Premier, Peter Malinauskas, got the Adelaide Test back to a day game, he imagined a record crowd, he imagined blue skies, and he imagined one of the state's favourite sons out in the middle, wheeling off another century, much to the delight of a bumper capacity Adelaide Oval on their feet. Travis Head adding his name alongside the all-time greats today, and it has left Australia well and truly on top in this Ashes Test match, inching towards a series victory. Sam Jordan from 9 News, joined by Tom Decent from the Sydney Morning Herald. Tommy, the fans have absolutely loved it today. We've got some more creeping in here. We won't worry about him. This truly is a South Australian dream.
Yeah, the South Australians are absolutely full of piss and loving what they've seen. Travis Head's made 100 and the city is absolutely rocking. Another massive day for Australia. This is the boys trot off there. Good on you. And yeah, they're pumped. They're excited. The bars are flowing, and Australia's on the cusp of a big Ashes win here.
Do you know what? I'm actually going to give credit to England just to start at the top of the show, which I think is going to surprise a lot of people. They actually showed some backbone today. They showed some fight, and for a period of time in the first session this morning, as they got that deficit under 100 runs, there were English journalists daring to dream. The line that did get uttered by an unnamed writer was that if it was less than 100, he was starting to believe again. And they did, but then it was ripped away once more.
Very ironic that yesterday Jofra Archer was not bowling straight enough, and Ben Stokes gave him a little bit of lip and said, come on Jofra, I need more from you. And today he's patting him on the back going, well done Jofra, your first Test 50. So yeah, nice of them to make some runs and yeah, really claw it back and put a little bit of doubt into Australia's mind there. But obviously, as we've seen so often, not panicking, doing the business, ripping up late in the day, and then just laying a platform, although a little bit of early trouble as well. Yeah, England needed to come out strong, took a few wickets, but an afternoon session to forget.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 106 runs that partnership was between Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. That was the third highest of the series. It's exactly what they needed, but it was the skipper himself who did see it broken. Mitchell Starc claiming the wicket of the English captain, and one of the great reactions that you'll see as well, not just from Ben Stokes did he jump up and down on the spot, but also from Mitchell Starc, who's normally pretty measured when it comes to celebrating a wicket. He also leapt off the ground too. It was a great shot of the two of them jumping off the ground for two different reasons, but it was clear exactly why, because that was essentially the game right there.
Yeah, you can see in that moment Ben Stokes knowing that he's holding the team on his back there and needing to score as many as he possibly can, obviously, but then Mitchell Starc, who I think Ben Stokes averages about 18 to Mitchell Starc, and that ball that obviously starts outside off and nips back in, hits the top of off. Perfect ball, and Mitchell Starc's been quieter this Test than the last two, but yeah, when Australia really, really needed a big pole there, he delivers, and yeah, you could see it on Ben Stokes' face too. Joe Root yesterday as well, super frustrated that they didn't go on with it. Yeah, I mean, it feels like we've said it 3 times this series, but they're going to need a miracle.
Yeah, exactly right. I keep writing them off. They keep showing some kind of flicker of hope, and then they look well and truly out of the game as well. And that's despite the fact that they made a pretty good start as well with the ball. Jake Weatherald dismissed cheaply. He would have liked that opportunity again to have reviewed that. I guess it's pretty tough when you're playing your third Test match to burn a review at the start of the game for a decision that Travis Head clearly wasn't sure on.
Yeah, Jake Weatherald gets the Good Bloke Award today for not trying to review that and genuinely believing that was going to hit all 3 stumps. But yeah, replay showing it was pitching outside leg, and a bit hard when Travis Head, who's obviously around the wicket and a bowler coming over the wicket, doesn't have a great angle of it and didn't really talk himself into it. So I think with 3 reviews that you've got there, you almost, bank that you're probably going to need to use them early on. So unfortunately for Jake, he doesn't get any runs. Marnus Labuschagne chips in with a few, Aussie Khawaja 40, but yeah, not the ideal start for Australia as well. But yeah, the 2 South Australians, which I'm sure we'll touch on now.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Travis Head, a century at his home Test match for the 4th year in a row. He's just the 4th Australian to achieve that feat, alongside Steve Smith, Michael Clarke, who did it here in Adelaide as well, if I can remember correctly, and Sir Donald Bradman. Only the 15th player in the history of Test match cricket as well to do that. It was a very special day. It was a very special moment for this crowd as well. Trav was furious when he was dismissed for 10 in that first innings. He certainly made up for it today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a match-winning 100 there in Perth, and it's a very, very rowdy crowd here, but that's what happens when Travis Head makes 100. As he said, he has been served very well by this Adelaide pitch, hence the celebration where he got down on 2 knees and kissed the deck.
It's a great moment.
Moustache on pitch, yeah, you don't see that very often, but yeah, spoke very fondly of his time here and just trying to embrace the whole atmosphere that is Adelaide. Makes triple figures. He's second of the series, second as an opener as well, which is important as well. And yeah, Usman Khawaja's back has led to this change that probably we wouldn't have predicted. So yeah, things going swimmingly for him, and Yeah, but the first South Australian pair to score 100-run partnership in South Australia since 1896. So, heck of a
I love
day.
that start.
Yeah, heck of a day. No wonder the locals are getting so loose.
You know, I made the joke to you when you walked over that I didn't even mention Alex Carey in our 6 p.m. news script tonight, given how much happened today as well. But what about Alex Carey? It's another half century. He is... Now, listen, it's recency bias, but I think he's coming in the market to be player of the series. The way he has been performing has been simply extraordinary.
We're getting into territory of the greatest test by a wicketkeeper in test history here. Only 2 wicketkeepers have ever made 2 centuries in the same test. Andy Flower, I think in 2001, and Rishabh Pant earlier this year for India. So if he can go back-to-back test hundreds, and he took 5 catches in the first innings as well that is genuinely rarefied air. So with the pitch, it's turning a little bit more, but Australia were wanting to pile absolute pressure on England as well. And keep in mind that England need to win this test. So Australia are under no need to tick the runs over quickly, set them a target. I'm sure they will set them a target as well, but they could set England 500 in 4 sessions or 600 in 4 sessions, and England need to win that game, this game, to basically stay alive in the series, so a draw's not going to be good enough.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we are expecting both Travis Head and Alex Carey to try and take their opportunity tomorrow as well. Just as we see the last of the Saka members flying out. Hello, how you going? It has been another bumper crowd today, more than 53,000 through the gates. That is the 3rd highest crowd for a single day of Test match cricket. Of course, the new record, 56,000, was set on day 1. Yesterday in the heat, when it was 40 degrees, there was 48. So you add all of those numbers together, we're a little bit under 160,000 so far for the Test match. The all-time total record is 199. That was set over 5 days back in the 17-18 Ashes series. I think it's clear that that is going to be smashed tomorrow. Can you imagine the scenes if Travis Head scores his first Test double century here tomorrow morning?
Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Sammy. He would love that as well. Clearly, as they're streaming out, it would be fantastic as well. The Ashes could be won tomorrow inside 10 days, which I think will be the quickest in over 100 years. So, grim times for England. There's a lot of soul searching as well. They've got their skipper, Ben Stokes, who through 66 overs, we were waiting for him to have a bowl, and he didn't. Yeah,
let's chat about that now, because the line from England, and that he is fit, and that he was simply exhausted. They can't actually be saying that he was exhausted.
Yeah, Isha Gill, a former England player on Fox, said she didn't believe how that could be possible, that Ben Stokes would be too knackered. Now England are saying, that there is no injury. I know there was some suggestion on the Fox coverage of a groin complaint, but they're saying he's fit and fine. He's just knackered. Now, on the day that the Ashes is on the line to not bowl a single over, keep in mind Alex Carey made 100. He was out there keeping yesterday when it was 40 degrees as well, and he made 50 today as well. Just saying. I know bowling's a little bit different to keeping. I'd argue keeping's harder, but interesting for Ben Stokes to not bowl a single over today and have Joe Root bowling a lot more, and Will Jacks going for 5.5 and over 1 for 100.
Well, to quote the great man, Australia is no place for weak men. I find it incredibly hard to believe that he's simply exhausted, and that's what stopped him from bowling as well. There was also that moment yesterday afternoon when he was batting, when he took off for a single and immediately kind of crabbed his way down the pitch, grabbing at that groin area as well. The fact that cameras did capture him doing the same out there this afternoon too, something must be wrong, which in what has already been a disastrous series for England, this could be the nail in the coffin for one of the all-time worst tours down under.
It could be. The other thing with Ben Stokes is that he has a history of bowling himself into the ground, into injury. So maybe in the back of his mind he's thinking, if I try and bowl today when the game is sliding away and maybe he doesn't feel like he can turn it around, is that worth me not playing in Melbourne and Sydney? Just speculating there, but England are saying there's no injury at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. See if we can do some magic tomorrow morning and twist this game. But as we've been reported in the Herald, it'll be the biggest 4th innings total to chase down in Adelaide if England do pull it off. So history's not on their side.
Yeah, I appreciated that stat. I've been saying it all night on news crosses as well. 315 of the highest successful 4th innings run chase here at the Adelaide Oval. That lead is currently 356 for Australia. It could well end up pushing towards or above 500 this time tomorrow as well. All hope does seem lost for England. Tommy, is there any way back for them in this?
No.
Maybe rain on Sunday. There's been a little bit of rain forecast, but we're only talking an overnight shower or two. I think they'll be hoping for a bit of rain to come through.
Or a genuine Stokes Headingley miracle. He's the one guy who could take it away, and it is just so disappointing as someone that we've both been covering this series that those top order guys haven't fired any shots. It's just been so dismal in so many different respects, and the English press as well are just tearing their hair out at the whole situation, aren't they?
Yeah, for those who have been following these daily recaps each day of the Ashes series, you might remember me absolutely losing my head after day 2 of the second Ashes test. And the part that hurts me is that we have been building towards this for 2.5 years, since the last series in the UK. There has been so much talk, there has been so much confidence, there's been so much what people have labelled arrogance from England as well, that their style of play would work down under. Of course, there's been the comments of Stuart Broad, which were obviously made to try and inflame people about being the worst Australian side and the best English side in the last 15 years. But there's been an absolute avalanche of confidence and support coming into this series, and it's over inside 3 test matches. That's the part that's really upset me, is that we have been deprived of one of the great series is what we were hoping for. We were standing here this time last year as well in what was, well, arguably one of the great summers of our generation, at least anyway, with India out here. That's the kind of fight that I wanted to see from England. And when we're standing here talking about their captain not bowling because he's exhausted, I'm not buying that.
It's one of the great comments there. Agree. Yeah, and who knows? They'll probably turn around in Melbourne and Sydney, and they've shown a history in bad Ashes series out here, winning Test late in series as well when things don't matter. So, yeah, incredibly disappointing from the tourists, and there'll be people who'll pay for it.
Yeah, and I don't think these fans mind paying for what they're seeing as well, especially given that they're 2 Adelaide boys, Travis Head and Alex Carey, will resume out in the middle tomorrow, both chasing big scores as well. And Australia hunting down an Ashes series victory. We'll see you back here tomorrow to talk through all of the events.